Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. I wanted to shoot this video. I meant to do it yesterday, just ran out of time. I'm going to be highlighting the Hot 10 list this week by CBSI, comicbookinvest.com, so I'll go over that list. Got this in the mail yesterday, Deceased number 2. This is the John Jeong, I think it is pronounced, John Jeong variant. Yeah, I think this was promoted through one of the online stores. I think it was only like $15. I think they also had a Virgin cover that you could buy as a companion set, but I just bought the trade dress. Just a really cool cover. He did the first issue as well with that weird Joker face. So yeah, I mean, I like his art style. It's pretty cool. Nice to have the set, issue 1 and 2 of that. So got a good deal on that. Picked that up. Also, Flash number 245. Really nice condition. This is the first appearance of Floritan Man? Floritan Man. I think he's a protagonist along with Swamp Thing. So yeah, there's a rumor he might be in this Swamp Thing series this year, and this is his first appearance. So, I mean, I got this pretty cheap, like maybe $10 with shipping, and I think this could be easily a $50, $60 book. I mean, it's in a really high grade. I would put this at 9.0 or 9.2, definitely higher grade. So. Yeah, I haven't read it yet. I just got it. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what it's all about. First appearance of that character. So, I definitely want to continue to find first appearances and collect that where I can, affordably. So that's a character, minor character. I don't think this book is never going to be super expensive, and who knows, it's probably going to drop at some point just after the series is over, or if he doesn't come out, obviously this could come back down to earth a little bit. But it's a nice book to have. You never know where that can go. All right, so let's jump into the top 10 list here, or the Hot 10 as they call it. And this is for June 14th. So number 10 on the list is Omega Man number 3. First appearance of Lobo. Yeah, this book has been hot and cold for several years now. I think a year ago they announced, oh yeah, they're going to have him maybe in a movie or a TV show. Ended up being the TV show Krypton. He's premiering in that. I don't know. It's a good character. He's in my opinion, he's the Wolverine of the DC universe. Badass, smokes a cigar, indestructible. He just doesn't have the claws, but basically he's basically Wolverine. In my opinion, yeah, a little bit more foul mouthed maybe than Wolverine. So yeah, this is a good book to have. I've got one in my collection. I think I only paid like $30 for it too. So, and it's high grade. It's either a 9.6 or a 9.8. I mean, it's pretty close to flawless. So, I bought that probably a year and a half ago. So I bought it right before it kind of jumped up in price. There were a lot of sales on eBay, a lot of issues on eBay for 30, 35, 40. I mean, you could, a year and a half ago, you could get a pretty good deal on first appearance of Lobo. Now, obviously, it's jumping up. The raws are increasing. 9.8s are $225 to $250 range. That's still pretty cheap, a 9.8 for a fairly important character. So, it's probably still a good value, in my opinion. So if you don't have Omega Man number 3, you may want to put that on your buy list. Betty and Veronica 261. I don't know. I don't know why these are continuing to be on the list. I guess there's a pack of people out there, comic book people, that are buying Veronica and Betty. I don't know. There's been several Veronica books, and mainly because they're somewhat risque, I guess. I don't get it. It's nothing in my wheelhouse, nothing I would ever look for. So, you know, hey, if you're into Archie books, good on you. It's not my thing. Number 8, Hungry Ghost #1. I remember when this came out. This was out like a year ago. I thought about buying it, but it looked kind of strange. I don't know. But I guess there's an animated show that's coming out, perhaps, and it's jumping from $15 to $20. It's going up to $15, $20. This was a cover price book. So, yeah, if you got this in your collection, yeah, sometimes it pays off to take a chance on a new book, a new series. So there you go, Hungry Ghost #1. Number 7 on the list is Venom #3. Pretty well-known book. Ryan Cates. I combined Ryan Stegman and Donny Cates. Ryan Cates. Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. Classic run on Venom. First appearance of Null, the symbiote god, right? 9/8s were $80 to $90. Now they've jumped to $110. Raw copies are pretty steady in the $20 range and are now up to $40. And I got a lot of copies of this book. I knew this book was going to be hot. I knew it was going to be a first appearance. And I was buying it off the shelf for a while. It was probably a month or two where it was on the shelf for cover price. So I think I have 7 copies of Venom #3. And I think I have like 4 copies of the San Diego Comic-Con variant, which that should be at least a $10 premium over the regular cover, over the regular A cover. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty flush with Venom #3. I also have 2 copies of the 1 in 25 variant. So yeah, I was all over that early. So if that ever becomes like a $200-300 book, I'll have some coin. Number 6 on the list, Sonic the Hedgehog #1. I don't know, I guess this is an older book. When did this come out? In the 80s, maybe? Yeah, I mean, probably very low print run. The only people that were really buying it were gamers, that were crossing over into comic books. So yeah, there is a big amount of people that do that, where they'll collect. The only comic books they're collecting are ones that are involved in video games. So, this, I guess at one point this was a dollar bin book, and now it's a 9.0, sold for that. Last summer was going for $215, just sold in January for $530, and then one sold this week for $900. Man, pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, sometimes there is an advantage to collecting something that's somewhat obscure and with a low print run. Number 5 on the list, Sensational She-Hulk #40. Kind of a classic cover, John Byrne cover. 9/6 sold for $200. Raw copies are in the $65 to $70 range. They were half that a month ago, so yeah, there's a little bit of heat on She-Hulk. I guess she's going to be in her own series with the Hulk. I think that's going to be a streaming service. Maybe that'll be on the new Disney streaming service. I haven't heard how that's going to come about, but Sensational She-Hulk #1 has been on the list in the last few months, so I'm not surprised there's a little bit of heat on that. Number 4 on the list, Batman: Mask of the Phantasm graphic novel. Looks like this book's on the move. $3 book going to $15. The story on this is Tom King is bringing that character into DC continuity. So that book's definitely on the move. And also number 3, Batman and Robin Adventures Annual #1. Sales are, this is the first appearance apparently of the Phantasm, Mask of the Phantasm. I looked on eBay real quick, and I think there was only 2 listings for sale. I think one was around 65 bucks, what it says here, 65. And there was another one for 119. That's it. There was only 2. So I would imagine the print run on this is probably damn low. And obviously, depending on what Tom King does with the character, this could be a good spec buy. So, in your local comic book shop, definitely go this weekend and check out the dollar bins, check out the back issue bins. You might see that book sitting there somewhere. I mean, it's probably not going to be easy to find, I don't think. And that was 1999, I think, when that came out. It's an old book at this point. I did find one. I looked on eBay. I looked online at different online sites. It wasn't anywhere. It's sold out everywhere. I found one seller on Amazon, had it for $29. So I picked a copy up for $29 last night. So I have no idea what condition it's in. That's the problem with Amazon. Condition could be, this condition said excellent, very good, excellent. So who the hell knows what that is? It could be shitty condition. It could be in great condition. So I realized I took a little bit of risk buying on Amazon. If you buy comic books on Amazon, the sellers sometimes are not comic book people. They're bookstores. It could be anything. So the nice thing is Amazon, you do have a money-back guarantee. If you're not happy, you can get a refund through Amazon. So I'll do that if I get the book and it's in mid-grade or lower condition, I'll probably get a refund on it. But that's the only thing is, eBay, you get to at least see pictures and you get an idea of what the condition is. But with Amazon, I don't even think there was a picture. There was a stock photo, I think, of it, and that was it. So, yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll get that in the mail here, hopefully in another week or two, and I'll probably do a video on that. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe I got a great deal. Who knows? I mean, right now it's going for twice what I paid. Number 2 on the list, Die Number 1. This is back on the list. It got optioned, I think, for, I don't know if it's probably going to be a movie, I would think. It's Stranger Things mixed with Dungeons and Dragons, right? I mean, that's kind of the take on that series. It's a good series. I've got every issue, every first print. Excuse me, guys. Got a little bit of a cold here lately. So raw copies are now in the $35 to $40 range. After having been dropped down, 9/8 are back up to $150. Okay, after having been dropped down from the $80 range just a week ago. So, yeah, there's a little bit more attention on this book. It's a great book. The art, the cover art is awesome. The interior art is good. The writing is pretty decent. So, yeah, it's a good series. I definitely think it's a good long-term investment. I have a copy. I've got first prints 1 through 5, I think, so far, or 1 through 6. So I've been collecting it. I think I have one of the variants too of number 1. There's there was a store variant I bought. I have no idea what that's going for, but I'll have to take a look and see. Number 1 on the list is Oblivion Song number 1, the pink signature. Selling around $25 now. Yeah, for the longest time that was a cover price, maybe $10 book. I have issue number 1, but I don't think I have the pink signature, so I just have the regular A cover. I bought the first 2 or 3 issues, and I didn't like it, to be honest. I just couldn't get into it. The interior artwork was just a little, I don't know, it just wasn't that good. I think the cover artwork for the issue number 1's nice, but I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. The storyline just wasn't all that compelling to me. Kirkman, some of his runs on Walking Dead are very good, but overall, I feel as though he's a little overrated. So, I'm sure I'm going to get some comments from people that don't agree with that. But, you know, Kirkman, I wouldn't put him in my top 10 writers of all time, that's for sure. But he's been successful, so apparently this book did well enough that someone felt it was good to make a movie out of it. So, you know, if you've got a copy, great. If you happen to run across one, I mean, this thing was over-ordered too, so there'll be a lot of shops that have a lot of copies of this. The thing that could be worth the money is that there was a advanced advertisement that was sent out to dealers. You know, it basically has the same cover, and it says "not for sale" at the bottom. You know, I think that's like $100 book, and that's been $75 to $100 for a long time. You know, the print run on that's really low. So, you know, if you really think that this is going to go somewhere, that's probably the book you want to buy, is the retail, not for sale advanced copy that came out. That's going to be the one that's probably going to, just because the print run on that is probably pretty low. So probably only a couple thousand. So I don't know. I'll have to look. You know, it'd be interesting to find out what the print run originally was on Oblivion Son. It's got to be in the 100,000 range. I mean, it was a well-promoted book by Image. So I got to imagine the print run on that, for an Image book especially, it's got to be fairly high. So, you know, buying the regular A cover, even that pink signature, okay, it's up to $25, but I don't know. There's a lot of people that own that book, so take that for what you will. I think there was also honorable mentions. Dreamwalker #0. I guess Eric. I'm familiar with Eric Powell, so he's part writer, part artist. 9.0 sold for $350. I know nothing about that book. That must be an older book. Oh, it says here this is Goon's. For those not in the know, this is Goon's first appearance. Okay, I thought Goon number one was Goon's first appearance. So I'm apparently not in the know. So I knew nothing about this book. The other one's Spook #22, at 5.5. CGC sold for $3,500 this week. Last year it sold for $930. So yeah, there's been a resurgence in a lot of the horror, older, you know, 50s and 60s horror books with certain artists. You know, there's a lot of people, and I'm sure there's some obscurity to it. Not a lot of copies out there in great condition, so 5.5 might be a pretty high grade copy for that book. Yeah, so hey, for those that have been collecting horror for a long time, then you're doing well right now. All right, guys, that's all I wanted to do for this video. I'll have another video out probably today, highlighting the solicitations for DC for September. That just came out, so I'll run down, go through that list, books that look interesting, covers that look interesting, and kind of give you my overview on that. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this list. What are the books on there that you think are worth going after or not going after? So yeah, I'd like to hear your comments on that. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon.